Well, I agree. I think it's wonderful that this place is packed. We've got hundreds, thousands of people coming through here. And I have to admit, I'm terribly old school sometimes. One of those stuffy guys who just thinks this is an institution of higher sensual experiences and we should have our contemplative, quiet moments, which really can't be had in a day like this.
No gallery space.
That was terribly unfair. This particular piece is a Nardo. It's a 14th century work based on a Byzantine model of the Madonna and Child. And the artist, Michael Gaffney, has decided to take elements of that particular painting rather than imitate the entirety. He's focused on the halo, which he's created in a globe of roses. A rose, of course, is the ecclesiastical symbol of Mary. And he's used the garments that are jewel encrusted in the interpretation here.
And it's fascinating just to see all the lusciousness in this piece. I mean, the deep blue colors, the orange textile patterning, that wonderful gold abstract background, which is a very traditional sort of motif. And then to see these things picked up with the lushness of the flowers, the brocaded areas here, and it just really is a wonderful dialogue that happens.
The idea is an abstraction of the original work, not to simply imitate it.
We've got this wonderful still life by Beth Lipman. It's called Laid Table. And it's a wonderful take on the traditional still life. It's after the party. There's been this great celebration, this great wealth. The food has been eaten, the wine has been drunk and spilled. The people have left, the food is starting to rot, the arrangement is wilting, and even the snails are climbing over the table, taking over what's left.
We have roses, we have tulips, we have baby's breath and lilies, a chronicle of life and death. We associate baby's breath with weddings and the lilies with death and the spring of the tulips.
And it's like you need a scorecard to keep it all apart, a program notes to deal with all that symbolism that's through here, with each bit of food, each flower, each beverage always standing for something. There's over 500 pieces of glass here. Some of it has been cast, hot worked, mold blown. It's an incredible bit of physical labor, and that's also echoed here with a wonderful amalgamation of flowers, glassware, vases, and such.
This is Christopher Dobbs, and he has taken the Ellsworth Kelly abstraction and now turned it into a scientific study, but using the actual real flowers. And he's using little vials or test tubes to water the flowers, which again relate to that scientific idea. The boxes have contained the individual specimens, but they're in bamboo, again, a natural element.
Remember that he was a naturalist. He had a love of Audubon. He had a love of bird watching. Regardless of how abstract his world became, he still was caught up with certain examples of the real world. He's ended up being considered a minimalist artist, but he's more of a reductive artist, getting down to the very essence of the plant. He used to make portraits, and he ended up finding that they had too much personality, and he ended up drawing plants as a way of avoiding the person while still holding to an image. And it's the basic, the line, the utter simplicity, no shading, no texture, just line creating form that ends up being echoed here with the absolute simplicity of just the flower. Here they go all overboard with actually having a colorful flower or actually having water in the vase. It's all this stuff that's added into it that makes these so rococo, and I'm just being silly when I'm describing these successes. Not first floor, no, main floor.
Well, this is a wonderful example of art in bloom. It has all the things that you want to find in a very creative imagination. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of humor. It's the bathrobe that's been thrown off by the nude before she's painted, or maybe she's going to get into it after she finishes her sitting. This is something totally divorced from the actual painting. It's something that the artist decided to create what might be lying next to her, what might be her next move is to get into this wonderful floral bathrobe.
And Robert Henry was really caught up with the essence, the speed of a piece. You can see the quick lines, the direct lines, and he just snapped this off, figuring if it takes more than one sitting to make a portrait, you've lost the essence. This portrait was never displayed in public. You know, it was too informal. This wasn't a nude, it was a naked person. Perhaps almost scandalous for their casual nature. They weren't formal, they weren't classical. It was simply somebody who dropped their clothes and posed naked for the image.